perennial. Do this for my millennials.
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the New York Giants. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Ready, set.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Three bucks.
Go.
Jones now. Off play action. That's caught by Kelly. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Throwing again on second down. Jones complete to Kelly. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Jones. Flush to his right. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jones, pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Akeem Hicks able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 13. They go play action with Trubisky. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. The end result, 21 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Trubisky. This is Miller, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's get off the field. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Throwing here, Trubisky. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. On 2nd and 12, Trubisky firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. third down. Trubisky. He may try and run for this. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a fourth down.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On the run, it's Kelly. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Throwing Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
They're not ready for this. They still...
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Appeared to me he was just trying to find an open receiver and got forced out to his right. Had to come off of a guy downfield and try to hit his back. Unable to connect. Should have been an easier throw moving to his right, though.
Yeah, much easier, obviously, for a right-handed quarterback. If he was going to his left, a little bit tougher.
Exactly.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe bashed it.
that. Super tough.
8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
Right there. 54. Right there. Right there.
3rd and 2. Now Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he gets it down to the 48. Enough for the first. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
Hey, Haywood!
Trubisky will throw. It's complete to Robinson. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one goes for 36 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra.
And it's a fumble. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the the 30, 20, 10, and this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown. How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it. PAT up and good by Rosas, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go! Let's go!
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points. I just wondered, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And you know in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the run! Watch the run! Watch twins! Watch twins!
Alert, 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 alert! Recon, 132 fighter!
Here's Trubisky to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing. A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. The throw complete. Trubisky to Miller. A first down there on a pickup of 25. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Bravo!
Right there, 54.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball? Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now. Now, isn't he? That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. Dancing to his left. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. And my goodness, this is incomplete. A minute 52 to play until halftime. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Kelly tries the right side, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Back to throw. Jones. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Evan Ingram, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points seeded.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Play action. Now Trubisky. Going up top. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off near the 26. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. He was looking for Paul Richardson there.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now it's Trubisky. They'll find Miller. That's complete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Trubisky. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Trubisky to throw again. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjusts. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Play action. It's Trubisky. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 35. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that.
Touchdown, Giants! A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Giants offense cashes in with 6. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Lorenzo Carter able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Now it's Tate. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself,
and the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Looking to throw. Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They go play action. Trubisky looking deep for Gabriel. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And it's 3rd and 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Trubisky. Finding Gabriel complete. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Trubisky to Gabriel there for a Bears first down. Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Trubisky gives to Cohen. He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Chicago.
Watch the sled. Motion.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lorenzo Carter able to record his 5th sack of the season. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Break it up.
54 miles. Hey, watch the sled. Shift.
They go play action with Trubisky. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Lorenzo Carter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. And the pressure gets to him again. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp. A gutsy decision there at this stage in the 2nd half in their own territory, and a decision that they might regret.
Can't wait for the post-mortem. You know, this post-game press conference, because the questions are going to come fast and furious about this decision, no matter how the game turns out, right? What were you thinking there? Why? Did you have a certain play call? Were you confident in your defense? Oh, yeah. Why? It's going to keep coming up.
Yeah, no matter the scoreboard, just tough to justify. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Giants on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now Jones. And that will be incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, high 7.
Now Trubisky to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Julian Love picks it, and he will score. Touchdown, Giants. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Rosas good with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
Let's go.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Hey, 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 hey. Lock in, lock in. Hey.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They try again with Cohen.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the toss, Cohen. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Check, check. Watch the 4. Watch the 4. Come on, baby.
Alert, alert. Alert, alert.
Right there.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Trubisky. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 14. Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. That'll That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Now Jones off the play fake. Complete to Kelly. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and short. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirt.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, if there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
18.
54 Mike. 54
4th down. Here's Trubisky. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 46. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get him.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Rosas to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want want to see something executed well before we get out of here, and that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.